What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm here on a beautiful morning in northwestern Ontario. Today we're going to be fishing for lake trout. I'm going to set some set lines with some iFish Pros, some big greasy Cisco's, as well as jig them up on a tube or jig and wrap or something like that. We'll see what they want to bite today. Never been here before. Welcome to the channel. Hope you guys enjoy it. And we're going to go catch a trout.
All right, check this out, guys. I haven't even started jigging yet. I've got a bunch of bait here on the screen. Let me fire up the graph so you guys can see me jigging. But you can see all this bait here. This is all suspended bait fish. We're in 45 feet of water. This bait's about halfway down the column, which is generally where I like to jig for lake trout. It's about halfway down. They can cruise. They can be anywhere from right on the bottom to, you know, their backs touching the top of the ice, basically. So they hang out all throughout the water column because they are cold water fish this time of year. The whole entire water column is pretty cool. So they can hang out anywhere. Generally, when you've got bait like this, it's a super good sign. I knew there was some good bait here from fishing here the other day. And we're going to drop down a pink and white tube, little stinger hook on the back. And this one's actually a little bit longer. I trimmed the tube a little bit. It was a little too long for my liking. It's about an inch longer. You can just barely see the lead head from my jig, but also it gives it, oh, flag just went. We got a lake trout on. I gotta go. All right, let's take you guys over there. I just set that dead bait. I literally have not even put my rod. I haven't even jigged yet. And here we go. He's not running, which is kind of weird. Normally they run pretty hard, but something definitely hit it. I heard the flag trip. I might give him a second just to grab it. Oh yeah, there he's taking some line. See this here? So the way these iFish Pros work is you set your line and then you open the spool and it allows the flag to trip. And then these fish can take line freely until you get over here, and then you can set the hook and fight your fish. This hole here, I want to say it was 42 feet of water. I put the bait, I'd say 10 feet off bottom, like 32 to 34, somewhere in there. Just so a fish that's cruising on the bottom is still close enough and it's within reach for them very easily. The fish that are on the bottom are generally not that active. So this fish was either on the bottom and came up, or was swimming suspended in the column and ate the bait because it was, like I say, about 10 feet off bottom. But this is kind of weird because normally they're just taking a ton of line. Maybe it's a big walleye or a pike. You think a pike would run though too, but we're gonna check it because I don't want him to eat it and get it too far down his throat. We're not here to take anything home if we don't have to. There, he's taking a little bit of line. You can see this now. All right, I'm gonna close the bail, give him a big hook set. Oh, he dropped it. Stole my Cisco. Not very nice of them. All right, I'm gonna get this thing set back up and get to jigging because there's obviously some fish around. So some people might ask, why aren't you using a quick strike rig? Quick strike rigs are really popular, and what it is, it's basically just a 2-hook system, and they're about this far apart. With the Cisco's I got, they're not that big, about 4 or 5 inches, and generally just 1 hook here is enough, and the less hooks I can put in these fish, the better. I don't have a really big Cisco or a really big hunk of meat, so that 1 treble should be enough. Interesting mark here. I think there's 2 trout. This looks like a trout here. That bait just cleared out of here. I'm gonna try dropping past him once, see if he chases it. Not really. Not really having it. This is the first fish I've marked. I kind of thought with that bite right away we'd have a good window here in the morning, but it's not been the case. They'll bite, just a matter of time. Good fish on the drop. Just getting set up. I've switched. I'm on spot number 3 now. I just set up the iFish Pro, and I was dropping my spoon down. You guys can see I had a fish come in and check it out right there.
on my initial drop. I wasn't even down to the bottom yet. Where did he go? I also switched baits. I got a spoon on now. Classic Swedish pimple. Just on that free fall, that flutter all the way down. That's what's so cool about spoons. And that's what, like I said, these fish can be anywhere in the column. So that's a really good technique to just try and call in fish is, you know, sometimes I'll reel my bait up all the way up to like 5 feet under the surface and open my bail and just let that bait, if it's a tube, it'll do these big long loops. If it's a spoon, it'll kind of flutter back and forth all the way down to the bottom. And with this really clear water that these trout live in, you can, you know, they'll see that flash or see that tube from a long ways away, and they can come and check it out. Instead of just jigging in one, you know, one specific spot in the water column, you can reel it up, open your bail all the way down, and you can cover 40, 50 feet of the column in a few seconds. But that's good. We just, like I said, we just moved spots and we already encountered a fish. I've only marked like 2 trout today, and they were both really, really negative. So to see one come in like that on a free fall is a good thing. We got our major coming up here in an hour. And when I say major, I'm talking about moon phase periods. Moon set is going to be at like 11:53. My clock on my graph is set at Eastern time, and we're in Central. So we've got about an hour till that. And trout do relate to that. It's, you know, I watched a lot, you know, doing a lot of musky fishing, but trout do relate to majors and minors from what I've seen. Brown trout, lake trout, just really important things to watch. Make sure you're on your spot or on your game when those come through. This morning we haven't really found anything worth staying on, so that's why I'm just going to keep active. Now that we mark that fish, I'll probably spend at least a half hour here, if not longer. There's one. Got him. Yes. That was so cool. You guys can see the bait fish that were there, and then I seen that bigger mark, this one right here, below the school of bait fish. I dropped down to him, gave him the business, and I'm hooked up. Also just switched baits. I don't think he's that big, but with trout, sometimes you don't know. It's the right species. Got him to the hole fast. Now the bait I put on is going to make this a little harder than some other ones. If you guys have watched my channel before, you guys absolutely know I love jigging wraps. They're one of my favorite baits, and this guy didn't mind it either. Okay, there we go. Little black and silver jigging wrap. We got ourselves a first trout of the day. Awesome. That took a while. We're just past our major, probably a half hour, if you can see on the clock there. He's had enough. Perfect hook placement. I'll show you some tricks I do with these ripping wraps. Ripping wraps, jigging wraps, so that I get them to work better for trout. But awesome fish. Not the biggest one in the lake, but when they chase you like that back and forth, they're all fun. Who cares how big they are? Awesome. Let's get them back. All right, buddy. See, this is why you wear Simms Challenger bibs, because they're waterproof, so this really doesn't matter. He gave me a face full. A little cold in the face, but we're good. We're dry. We're slimy. That was awesome. All right, let's go through a little setup here for you guys so you know what we're working with. Let's talk about the rod and the reel, I guess, first. We'll start on that end. 48-inch Thorne Brothers Pro Graphite trout rod. I absolutely love this rod. You guys have seen me use it in a bunch of videos. Recoil guides, you can flick the ice out of these really easily. Very durable titanium. 4,000 die with Tatula. I really like the Tatulas. They're a really high gear ratio reel. I believe these are 6.2 to 1. So especially when these trout are making really raw, or, you know, hard runs, they turn around, they come at you, you can pick up that line really fast. I also use these for walleye fishing in the summer. So it's just an easy switch. I don't have to buy a separate reel just for my ice combo. 12-pound braid to a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader, and a number 7 jigging wrap. Okay. If you guys see on the bottom here, I upgraded that hook. This is an Owner STY 35. I believe it's number 4. It's kind of that EWG, extra wide gap, short shank, and that bigger hook under there really helps you get those trout pinned. And it's very easy to change out. If you just bend that bottom wire out, you can bend it to the side, take off the smaller hook, and upgrade it with a larger one. I also sharpen the hooks on the front and nose hooks with a little small file. Some guys will cut this front hook off because it can get caught on the edge of the hole when you're trying to get the fish up, and I have lost them there before. Sometimes you can cut it. With Lakers, I think the more hooks you have, the better, because they swipe at them so hard sometimes you don't always get a great hook. But upgrading your bottom hook to a larger size is super, super important. Carrying a hook file, sharpen your ends here, and you can catch trout, no problem, on a jigging Rap. This is a number 7, black and silver, really, really natural color. I was using some brighter stuff today, and it just wasn't, they were coming up and looking at it, but they weren't really having it. So went to something natural. We did get our one bite on the Cisco this morning. So I went to something a little bit more natural, and bang, fish on the ice. I maybe had the jigging Rap on for 10 minutes. It was nice. We just had that big school of bait come through as well. So perfect, perfect. And let's see if we can get another one. Oh, there we go. Laker on the frickin' Cisco, boys. He's running, you can see the rod bouncing. Don't stop. Hopefully he didn't drop it. Oh, he frickin' dropped it. Come on. Why are they doing that today? You just got a free lunch. Might have to rig up a quick strike. I think I'm going to. I'll show you guys how to do that. Pretty simple. Like I said, I didn't want to have to do it, but I don't like giving away free Ciscos without not even a head shake. Cut it off. Now, I'm going to retie that same hook back on, but I'm going to leave a long tag end. Polymer just gives you such good control over the length of your tag end, and it's just such a strong knot. So a very long tag end here. Very, very long. Because I'm going to take this tag end, tie another Polymer with another hook. Cisco's I'm using are about 5 inches, so I'll probably want about 3 inches in between these two hooks. There we have our 2 hooks. There's a little more than 3 inches. There's probably 3.5, maybe there 4. Take our third Cisco of the day. Good greasy one. I'm going to put my front hook right up by his head. I'm going to put the back one somewhere around here. This one was suspended, so I do want to keep it suspended. Otherwise you could put this hook, say, on the belly or on one of the sides, but that'll sit just fine like that. Little wounded imitation, trying to paddle his way to the light. Enough of that. That's just frustrating. But we'll send him down, set it back up, and get back to jigging. We're definitely in a window. I just caught that one 10-15 minutes ago, so little window right after our major, right after moonset.
Like that's a place where you can go and find some muskies super late up there.
Yeah, no, and I think you could, like, if you fished it every day for a week, I think you'd get, oh, here's a lake trout, an opportunity or two. Come on, get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. He's chasing me. I got a trout all over me. See if he chases it down. Oh, he's chasing it down. Here he comes. Come on! Oh, that's a really good mark too. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, he's all over it. Look at him, look at him, look at him. Oh my gosh. There's like ice on my tip. I don't know what's going on half the time. This fish is just glued on this bait. Up and God, oh no, I missed him. Come on, come back. No. Come on.
gosh. Talking on the phone to Ronastran about muskies, and he hit it on the fall. My bail was open. That fish was so charged up. This is a really nice mark too. Big mark. Bigger than any other marks I've had this year. That hurts. That hurts. Still on the jig and wrap. That's the thing with these, is they love them, they hit them, they chase them super hard, but they're not the greatest for hooking them, even with the upgraded hook. Dang it. Come on. Where'd you go? That's what I was talking about before, guys. You can just, the last 5 minutes I've just been sitting here, letting this thing free fall all the way to the bottom. You can see where this fish came up. I was letting the fish free fall. It started to come after it. I lifted up. I've just been doing these big all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, just covering that entire water column. I don't know why he spooked off so bad. I should have probably just let it kept falling, but I'm a little gun shy after just missing that last one on the fall. It's so hard to detect when they actually bite it when you're in this free fall mode like this. I did just switch back to a tube, just so I got that big hook and then the stinger hook. It's just a higher hooking percentage bait. But I did go with a more natural color, like an olive green back with kind of a white belly. That's really cool though, but here you can see I'm just working the entire water column. Just trying to get that fish's attention from wherever they are around me. This water is really clear. They've got good eyesight. And like I say, they can be anywhere in the column, but they can only see in front of them and above them. So you got to play that game too. There we go. Same technique, guys. Reeling it all the way up to the top, letting it free fall to the bottom. That guy came screaming up off the bottom. Here he is here. We're going to go past him. Reel up. He did not like that. They're being finicky today. They really are. I mean, that one was absolutely charged up. The rest of them, they're being weird. A little bit colder today than it was the last couple days, but kind of an olive back to it with a white, purple flake. I don't know. But again, it's got this trailer hook back here, so really helps with a higher hooking percentage. A little bit larger profile than the jig and wrap, and I think maybe that's why we're getting more bites in the jig and wrap, is because it's a little bit smaller profile versus the tube. But regardless, I'm going with the higher hooking percentage for now. I might change before the end of things, but we're starting to run out of time here. Well guys, I think that is a wrap for today. We had 4 chances, right? Marked a bunch of other really nice fish, chased up and down, back and forth. That's just trout fishing. Some days you catch 4, some days you catch 1, some days you don't catch any. But super fun day on the ice. It was gorgeous out here. I didn't hear a single sled all day. I didn't see anybody. Nice, peaceful, quiet day on the ice. And yeah, we caught a trout. We had some cool action. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel below. We've got all kinds of information here for you for musky fishing, smallmouth walleyes, and lake trout. So check out some more videos, and we'll see you guys on the next one.